Any questions, any thoughts that are on your mind from our last conversation? If the weakness is around creating a team, how do you counter that? Okay, well, the most important part about understanding the weakness of building a team is knowing that that's in fact a weakness, as opposed to going forward and building a bad team or not doing it at all. So identifying with why it's a weakness first is important. Doesn't mean you have to fix it, but knowing why it's a weakness is important. Then you go out and replace the skills that you're missing and find somebody else to do the recruiting, to do the team building, maybe to do the way I do it. I get in and make sure we understand the culture first, the values, the mission, vision, which we're going right into now. Then do the effective recruiting. So it's in its own right, it's its own animal. It's not the best use of a lot of our times to do the recruiting. So you hire somebody that can and make sure that they help you understand these things. If you're a great manager or if you're a great leader or business owner and part of that, and it's important to you to have a great team around you, your employees, your advisory board, etc., then you may want to develop and be better at those things. You might still delegate because it's not the best use of your time, but you know enough about it where you can at least build your own team successfully. Bottom line is understand why it's a weakness, if you care or not about it, how much it matters to your ability to be successful, and whether you want to develop the skills or if you want to completely outsource the discipline. Does that help? Okay. And that's true with everything. If you look at any one of your weaknesses or anything that's holding you back from your ability to build the business you want to, and your business might be yourself, right? Then you need to fill in those blanks and ask those critical questions. And this is difficult, this is hard. My website, personalboardofadvisors.com, is going to help with some of that. There's a big open forum, free open forum with that as well, where you can ask the questions, you can participate, and it helps market you. I encourage you to use it. Might help you actually get some new contacts. It's a pretty popular website. It's ranked at 200K now. It's doing pretty well. So you can utilize the content there to help you with these questions. Myself and others will answer them. There's actually a section on there called Ask a Recruiter. Under the career section, it's the business and career forum. Go there, utilize it, register. You have to anyway if you want this content. I'm going to give you that upgrade, okay, for being here today. So you have to do that. Otherwise you can't access it. And then while you're there, take advantage of all the content in there, okay? I'll remind you at the end, but when you do that, when you register on the site, personalboardofadvisors.com, I'll look for you. But if you can ping me in some way and say, I was here, then I will upgrade you to the paid subscription site and email you back and say, next time you log in, you're set. Okay? That's what you do, have to put that activity into it. Otherwise, I just can't just give this to you. You have to be able to register so you can log in and get the information. Okay? And not everybody will do it. Not everyone will take advantage of that. Bummer for you. Yep. Okay. Then, unless there's any other questions, you want to go into core values, mission, vision? Okay. Before I dive deep into this, I want to tell you why I think this is so incredibly important. As an executive recruiter, as a business person, as somebody going into organizations of all kinds and looking at their business plan, their strategy, their culture, all these things within an organization of all sizes, venture-backed startups to some of the biggest companies in the world, I noticed something very interesting, and that is most companies don't know the difference between mission and vision. And that is incredibly important in an organization's ability to inspire themselves and others. True? So, what tend to happen from the corporate standpoint or the small business plan, you got the mission and vision stuff in there. It might not even necessarily say mission and vision, but you can tell they're trying to articulate a vision, they're trying to articulate a mission, a purpose. The problem in lots of cases is the vision reads like a mission and the mission reads like a tagline. And why do you think that's important? It's important because if you don't have a vision to inspire people by, you don't have a vision to inspire people by, if you don't have a purpose for people, how are you going to retain them? Now apply that to yourself. Same thing holds true. In my experience, I feel if the individual can understand the difference between a mission and a vision, they can apply it to their business. You add a competency, regardless of what you do. You get to market yourself, job seekers in the room, as somebody who understands mission and vision, so you can apply it to a project you're working on. As an example, if you're a business owner, that application is to your business, right? If you're an entrepreneur, most entrepreneurs got the vision part down. They have a vision. They just might not be able to articulate it correctly, but they have a vision. Most people aren't going to take the risk and go out there and put it all on the line if they didn't have a vision. Now, it might not be totally crystal clear. They certainly don't communicate it correctly. So we're going to talk about the difference and why this is so important today. Some examples on the personal brand side of the fence, and this came up time and time and time again. I'll be interviewing a CEO for their business, or the business owner, the entrepreneur, whatever the title is, about their culture. So I can hire the right person to fit in the culture. Novel concept, right? That most recruiters miss. Hello? Culture, fit, right? Most people skip that piece. Why? Because they want a body in the seat. Fear. Company needs a person. This is vacant. I need to fill it right now. Resume looks pretty good. In. Person. I need a job. I need funding. I need clients. I need customers. Fill in the blank without doing due diligence, without caring. We all make the mistake. Why? Because of fear. We need the money. We need the job. We need the client. Okay? So when I would talk to this business owner, your CEO, and I say, describe your leadership style, they would. Then I would say, describe your culture. What's it like to be here? And they would describe that. Then I would go around and I would talk to a number of people and I'd ask essentially the same questions, and I'd walk around and I'd feel and get my own experience of the culture. And if I'm calling an experience a feeling that I have of the culture, what do you think that means to me? Who said that? Say it louder. Brand. Okay? So a culture has a brand. A leadership style is a brand. If you get me a type of person, you fill in the blank, you're looking for a brand. You're looking for an experience. If you say, let's think of a well-known entrepreneur and big business brand. Richard Branson. What do I mean if I say, get me a Richard Branson?
Somebody creative, expansive, powerful, action-oriented.
Beautiful.
Outside the box.
Somebody creative, expansive, outside the box, fun. Customer service is huge to him, and they prove it the way they hire. A number of different things come to mind, and that's exactly right. It doesn't mean go get me Richard Branson. Get me a Richard Branson has a feeling associated to it, and you just nailed it. So everyone in the room understands what that looks like. So you draw up a job description, you draw up a profile, and you go get that person, someone that is like that. It's not Richard Branson. That's a unique, different brand. So is the person that you ultimately put on your team. But that feeling and experience that they bring to the table, that's what you're buying. That's what you're after. Our job is to be whatever Richard Branson is to you. Or even better, be Richard Branson. So when you really nail your personal brand, somebody says, get me a David Sandusky. Fill in your name. What are they talking about? Okay? Whew. So, back to my story with all these CEOs I'm interviewing, and they're all completely clueless. It's not their fault. They don't understand the difference between the culture that they're describing to me and the actual culture. Why? Why are they so out of touch? Because of their title. I don't care how good of a person they are at building teams and walking around management, open door policy, and all the marketing. People change their behavior when they're around them. so they don't know. So the best leaders know how to hire people around them that don't have the title. They know what's going on. So when I come back to the founders, the entrepreneurs, the CEO's office, and I explain the difference between the culture they describe me and their actual culture, and they argue with me, and we go back and forth for an afternoon until they understand that the difference matters, because now we're going to hire towards the future. We're going to hire towards the culture that you described to me. That's your vision. It's not there yet. Your team doesn't get your vision for the culture. And I can prove it because your mission statement on the wall sucks. Why? Because you probably went to Beaver Creek, just like we talked about 2 hours ago, with a bunch of people that wrote mission and vision statements. But what did they forget? They forgot to create a mission and a vision. Who's listening? Okay. What's the difference between a mission and a vision statement? Folks, being on a mission, having a vision. As a matter of fact, I believe that your number one asset, every one of you, your number one asset is your vision of your future self. That's your number one asset. When the CEO gets that, they change what type of leader they are. And even if they're horrible at recruiting and building teams, they become excellent at it, because they know what they need to do to get to that point. My job was to help them figure that out so they can turn over the keys to the right president, to the right CFO, so they can let loose of sales and let someone that knows what they're doing with sales come in. They can let go of their baby and be what they're supposed to be. Same with you. When they get it, they applied to their company. Next time they go to that retreat with all those management consultants that charge a lot of money to write mission and vision statements, they became the leader, and they helped these consultants understand the mission and the vision. So now these management consultants can write statements, because that's what they're actually there to do. Okay? The leader creates the experience. So do you.
Just an example. I mean, take a product and what would an example of a mission be for airline
Yeah.
engines?
Okay, let's go through a whole bunch of them. We got them here, and then we're going to cruise back here to the core values. Whoops. So you can see it. So here's a couple mission tests. Google's a good one. We like Google. Google comes up in conversation all the time. Has anyone seen Google's mission statement? Google's mission is to organize the world's information and make it universally accessible and useful. Have they done that?
Not in China.
Okay. Differing opinions. Somebody said not in China.
Not all information.
Not all information.
They're working on it.
Right. Folks, is this a mission or a vision?
They're working on it.
They're working on it. They say it right there by putting the word mission in it. Okay? Now, if Google is going to be successful in accomplishing their mission, what happens when they accomplish their mission? How does this statement change?
Mission accomplished.
Mission accomplished. This is simple. This is super, super simple. Mission accomplished would be, how do you read that? The world's information is universally acceptable and useful. So what does Google have to do in order to accomplish that? Well, they're doing it, right? By acquiring businesses that are smart with content in certain verticals, right? They're buying their way towards it in one way, They're building themselves towards it in other ways. And if they're going to accomplish this, they're going to need to be the only place to go to get anything you are looking for. They're working on that. Whether they reach it or not, as Michelangelo will tell us, that's a remarkable vision. They have purpose. Everyone in the doors of Google know what they're after. Right? Google has done it well. Part of the reason why we know who they are. We understand how to use them. Sure, there's challenges, there's mistakes, there's all kinds of things going on every day in the world of Google. But they know what they're after. And their decisions are based on it. Sometimes they make mistakes. They may not reach their goal. Somebody else might do it instead of them. Right? So Google's SWOT analysis is probably a pretty cool document, don't you think? Google's founders had a vision from the beginning. They know how to replace themselves with people that know how to get the vision done. They created the beginning, right? But they don't know how to do what's going on now. They replace themselves, like every good entrepreneur does, so they can continue to do what they do. There's an example. Who said, get a man on the moon by the end of the decade? Kennedy. And that's what he said, right? Put a man on the moon by the end of the decade.
He said put a man on the moon and bring him back safely.
Now there's where the argument is. What did he actually say? Did he say bring him back safely? How do most people write about his vision? They forget that part. Most people remember and talk about, even in the strategic career plan, I have that a little bit later, because I looked at what was most commonly captured, and it is put a man on the moon by the end of the decade, not return him safely. I don't know if everyone's ears shut off or what happened. The listening changed because we wanted to put a man on the moon. The vision, the inspiration helped raise money, create budgets, right? There was time associated to it. There was urgency, right? Oh yeah, and we want to get these people back because core values came to place. We care about the brave men at the time who are going to actually take on this mission. Huge, big vision. So, when a company or a person, as in Kennedy's example, articulate a vision well, we can get on board with that. A lot of companies, the vision is just simply read like a mission statement. The difference is it's not a vision. We have nothing to drive towards. So keeping it on the personal brand, let's talk about our personal mission and vision. Actually, before I even get that, I want to get back to the core values. So I want to write down some words and some stuff, and then we're going to go to our funeral, we're going to take a vacation, we're going to do all kinds of cool things, if you're so inclined. You got your pens and papers ready? What traits do you hope children pick up from you? Write them down. What are 2 qualities you look for in a life partner? Describe yourself in 1 word. People get hung up on that one. Oh my gosh, I'm defined for the rest of my life by this 1 word I put down. If everyone followed only 3 rules, what would they be? Pithy.
Say it again.
If everyone followed only 3 rules, what would they be? Now, who's the person you most admire? Dead, alive, fictitious? Yourself? Again, this is something you probably want to go back to and maybe add to and take this very seriously. Because the words that we're looking for here probably help identify the core values. I bet you if you go and see a common theme with the words you wrote down, semantics aside, you're probably going to identify with what looks like your core values. And a lot of people might be thinking, you know, I know what my core values are. I know what my values are. My challenge to you is, do you live them every day? I know most people don't when it comes to really risky, challenging situations. So do you actually live these values? Now, people, as an example, will say they value their health, but they don't live a healthy lifestyle. They say they value their family, their kids more than anything else, but they're not around. Right? They say they value customer service, but they don't provide excellent customer service. On and on and on and on. Especially when times are tough. So your core values, you value a lot of things, but what are your core values and how do they shine during difficult times? That is a huge, huge differentiator for all of us, that we get to participate and show our core values during difficult times. It also helps separate us. There's some similarity in what a lot of you wrote down, but there's also a big difference in what a lot of you wrote down, especially when you put it together and how you put it. So when you go away, I want you to think about these words. Maybe write down what the common couple words are, and then apply them to your business. How do these values, write sentences with these words in them? How do you use technology to use one of those words and finish the sentence? Here's some examples right here on your screen. Customers of the company. I produce, design what that customers... Write a sentence. If you're looking for a job, your customer is your employer. What do you produce? What do you do? And challenge yourself to put one of these words in the sentence. It's hard. What I mean by growth and cost here, related to values, how do your values reflect the growth of your company or the costs associated to your company, and when they change? If you grow too fast, what are your values? If you grow too slow, what are your values? What are the costs associated to it? Again, this is difficult, but think about it when you're starting your business, when you're looking at why people should hire you as a consultant, as an advisor, as an employee. Buy your products, buy your services, buy your dreams. What are the values? The personal values on the bottom here. I desire to improve world hunger. Use one of your words to make a good sentence and statement. Use one of your core value words and create a statement that will be values-based. So then we did some mission vision stuff. I like to go right into writing mission and vision when we understand what our vision is and what our purpose, mission, hop out of bed Monday morning purpose is, or Thursday afternoon for some of you. Before we write the sentence. Okay? And before we do that, we need to make sure we understand the difference of mission and vision. And I know that there's confusion on it. Why do I know that? My stories before. Very smart, bright people running good organizations are confused about mission and vision. Because it's something they have to do. It's something they should do. It's not something they do. So, mission and vision. Do we have people that think they have a crystal clear idea and definition between mission and vision? Kind of like we talked about brand and marketing before, the differences, the similarities. Or should we have a conversation about it? Remember, I think your number one asset is the vision of yourself, your future self. So you know how to drive to that point. Okay? This is difficult. This is why strategy is so hard. Many reasons why strategy is so hard. Everything we're doing here is strategy, right? SWOT analysis, core values, core competencies of a product, of a person. Same thing. Because you're a product. You're in the service business, but you're a product. Every one of you. So, mission and vision. Let's go to our funeral. Now, you went back and you wrote down some of the most important people in your life, right? Let's take them to the funeral and put them on stage. What are they saying about you? Think about that. What are they saying about you? Do you hear how they're talking? That's vision. Can you see what they're saying about you? And I'm not talking about see them on stage talking about you. I'm talking about you seeing what they're talking about. The best father. What does that look like? He was the best at fill in your blank. Talking like that helps put you in that mindset of vision.
Do you find that what we wrote about them is what we think they think about us?
I don't know.
Or is one word?
Usually the characteristic that you pull out of the person is what you care most about them. Usually. Including what you wrote about yourself. Including what you wrote about all these different things. It's the characteristic that you're pulling out of these people that you identify with the most, that you care about the most. They would be interested to hear what you have to say, I bet. Right? Have you told them?
This isn't a funeral, right? So you can be honest, right?
They can be very honest. You're gone. Yep. You learn a lot of things about people at their funeral, you know? And I don't know how many funerals we've been to. I've been to, more than I care to tell.
So this is different from a pickup line at the bar.
Unless that pickup line at the bar is the most remarkable pickup line I've ever heard. And I want to share it with you, everyone that's here, for a good friend who taught me how to pick up on girls. The funny thing that happens at funerals is the best in everybody comes out, right? People care about people, and regardless of what you think about them and the kind of relationships you have, the congregation is about the qualities we care about with these individuals. You're writing them down. We all have baggage. We all have problems. We all have challenges. But when we lose someone important to us, we think about what we learned from them and what we're going to move forward with. They change us. And if they're really changing us, we remember them and we change. Because we want to reflect something that they brought to our life that we didn't pay attention to until they're gone. So if these people are doing the same thing with you, what is it? Live that way every single day. We might get hit by a bus this afternoon. So what are you going to do today to make it an absolutely incredible day for somebody? Today. What are you going to do to inspire people to be bigger and greater than you? Today. So when your funeral happens, these people that you care about so much, we'll talk about it. That vision of your future self is your biggest asset. And it can include a lot of things. Still on vision. Health helps people identify with vision very well. So you live a healthy lifestyle. You're perfectly happy with your body today. Okay? And if you want to pick an age or pick a date, it could be 2012 or it could be what age you are, 2012. If you are thrilled with your mental and physical health today and you want to maintain that by the end of 2012, are you not going to understand your mission every day to maintain that health? You will. I guarantee it. You know what to do. If you live your values, and that's important to you, you do it. If not, you won't. And your values are made up. They're marketing. If you live them and believe them, you're on brand. Okay? If you don't like how you look or think or feel today, then you know exactly what you need to do to change it by 2012, right? You know how you want to feel. You know how you want to look. Vision. Some people do the storyboards and they put pictures of their dream vacations and their ideal self, their body, those kind of things. That helps for some people. I don't do that. But if it helps for you, do it. Put the pictures up. Right? It helps. But create that vision of what you want to look like and feel like and be, the kind of person you are. And then you know every single day what you need to do. And if you're living your values and it's authentic and true, you'll work out, you'll eat well, you'll learn every day, or whatever it is that's important to you. You will. Where am I wrong? I'm not wrong? Sweet. Okay. So it's 12 noon, and we're going to wrap up today in the next half hour on mission and vision. And remember, this whole strategic career plan is a multi-day thing. So we're not going to cover everything. We're staying in define yourself. Okay? We're not going to get to understanding your environment and your trends other than how we touched on it. Promise me you're going to pay attention and do the research and homework you need to do to understand your environment, your competition. Okay? Or none of this works once you figure this part out. You have to go through the rest, the strategic career plan, and you have access to it, folks. So do it. Okay? So now we'll do a vacation. Vacation helps people really understand the difference between mission and vision.
What's vacation?
The entrepreneurs in the room are going to have a really tough time with this. So maybe it'll be a working vacation. You cool with that, Tom? Okay. We'll do a working vacation. And usually I let the room decide where we're going to go, and people argue and debate about it, and we always wind up in the same place, Hawaii. So that's where we're going to go. It's funny how it happens. I mean, a lot of different ideas come up, and then Hawaii comes up, and then what usually happens is I say, okay, we're going to Hawaii, but it's a big island, and there's multiple islands, right? So we're kind of loosey-goosey. So we need to zero it in and zero it down a little bit. And what usually comes up is Poipu Beach in Kauai. So that's where we're going to go. Are we okay with that? All right. So we're going to go to Poipu Beach. I'm sorry? Those are great places too, and we can hit those. But right on. Right on. So this is going to ring real true to you. All right. So we're going to Poipu Beach in Kauai, on the island of Kauai. When do you want to go? Now. Okay, so we're going to go now. We're going to go now. Oh my gosh, you're going to make my mission hard. Okay. So, we're going now. There is only now. Okay, so now, which is now, we're on Poipu Beach. Our toes are in the sand. We got our Mai Tais. You can see it. You can feel it. There's a breeze in the air. It's raining in the middle of the island. It's sunny everywhere else, right? You can see it and you feel it, and it's now. We're there. Thanks, man. We're done. You took us there. So, in all reality, we actually have to get there. So we can't get there now. We can't. I'm sorry. I can't go like that, and we can't get there now. So will someone help me with a reasonable plan to get there at a time that we can actually manage?
3 months.
3 months. Okay, so we're going to be there in 3 months, and we'll pick a very specific day, and let's say it's June 1st, as an example. June 1st, we're going to be in Kauai, so we have something to go for. We're going together, by the way, all of us. Okay? So in order to go to Kauai, by June 1st, we have a mission. What's that mission?
Figure out how to get there, get tickets.
Okay, those are all parts of the deal. But if we're really going to simplify the mission so everyone is on board and knows what we're doing, it's heading west. I'm sorry?
Arrange travel plans.
That's part of it, but that's just part of it.
Have a good time.
Oh, that's always part of it, especially from Carl Dakin.
Agree on the when and the where and the how.
Well, we already have. We have a vision. We have a vision, and a lot of visionaries have a tough time with figuring out the tactics and how to get there because and this is what we're doing. So we know what we're going. Poipu Beach, Kauai, June 1st. Our mission is to head west. Everything we do about our planning is to head west. Otherwise, the travel plans you're talking about might put me in Milwaukee. So I need, right. We could still get to Poipu Beach and Kauai if we go a different direction. It's just going to be really costly and time consuming and, because we're going around the world the other way. We can do it. But I think you all agree with me that if we head west, that's a good part of our plan. We have plenty of time to plan, thanks to Tom. You gave us a really tough deal. Sorry, man, but thanks. You got us there, and that helped with the vision. Okay? Just like Tiger Woods knows where he's putting the ball. And when he really believes he's going to put the ball there, he does. If something gets in his mind that complicates that, he doesn't. Same with the baseball player. When you see the ball, you can close your eyes and hit it. That's the difference between a minor league baseball player and a pro baseball player. That vision. That grass in right field is this big. The ball moves like this. And it's that big. You can close your eyes and hit it. And they do. The catcher shuts up. There's no crowd noise. They don't even see the pitcher. Have you been in that kind of vision? So you put us there in Kauai. And I saw you closing your eyes, and you were having a lot of fun being there in Kauai. And if you were truly there, you couldn't even hear my voice. But you were there. Vision. Okay? And then when you really identify with it, you know what you need to do to get there, your mission. Our purpose is to get to Kauai by June 1st. Heading west is part of our deal. So, I think because Tom gave us a lot of time, it would be fun to hop into a couple places along the way. Maybe it shortened down that vision because you got us all excited. You gave us too much time, and we want to get the heck out of here. So, if we're heading west, we can do a couple things along the way. So let's shorten and bring down a vision that we can accomplish even sooner. I like Las Vegas, so we'll go there. So I'm going to get a bus because we need a bus. My Murano is not going to fit everybody here, so I'm going to get a bus that will fit everybody. And I'm going to drive. I know how to drive, so I'm taking the U, and I'm driving because I have the skills. I know how to get a bus. I know how to drive a bus. We're going to drive to Las Vegas. We're going to have a good time, right? And well, there's a lot of details involved that we're going to get to. I'm going to take care of those related to the travel plans. You know what you need to pack. You know what you need to do. Because of your values, you know what you care about, so you may want to bring some of your family members. You may want to, or not. You may want to accomplish certain things with your business because we're disappearing for a little bit. So there's things that you need to make sure that you do well. And if you're planning correctly, it's going to be a walk in the park for you to leave because you're organizing your time, you're delegating effectively along the way so you can disappear. Okay? Even us entrepreneurs that think we can never disappear. Okay? So we get to Vegas, we have a good time, but our mission continues. We've accomplished our vision, right? In Vegas. We'll set some remarkable vision that inspires a ton of people. We might need a bigger bus. We've accomplished it, but our mission is still to head west so we can go right through it. California. I'm a surfer, I mentioned before. I got to get some surfing in. And Kauai has some waves that kill me. So, I'm going to hit some easy waves, right? That's part of my value. That's important to me, so I'm going to make sure that that happens. You do whatever you want to do. That's what I'm doing for a little bit of the time. So now we're ready. We're getting closer to Tom's goal, June 1st in Kauai. We get back in the van. We get back in the the bus, and we're driving west, and then what happens?
Then you let Tom drive.
I let Tom drive. Because Tom can get us across the Pacific.
Yes, without.
Is there a skipping mechanism there? We get so fast and get going so well that we can skip right to
Just wish we were.
the island? Wish there? Oh, Tom's the futurist, man. Who knows what we can do with Tom on the team? Probably accomplish a lot of things. But in all reality, we run out of road, and unless there's a pilot in the room, is there? You're a pilot? Okay, can you fly a plane large enough to carry this bus? Awesome. So now, because I'm losing my skill set, I can still take us west, folks, but I can't fly a plane. And because we have a pilot in the room, and do you have access to a plane? Can you call an airport in Orange County and get us set up? Yeah, we'll raise money. Because we care about this trip, we'll raise money. So if we provide the right kind of funding for this thing, you can get us an airplane and you know how to fly. So I don't need to go to Frontier Airlines or anywhere else. We've got our team member on the bus. That saves us money, because I bet you we can pool money that at the end of the day costs less than the ticket, round-trip ticket would be per person. Fair?
Oh, absolutely.
So we're saving money. We already did a great job recruiting. I'll take credit for that. No, actually, they can take credit for that. I didn't bring you here. They did. So we have our team member. We have our tools. We have our equipment. We're on mission. We don't have a problem. We get on a plane. We continue to head west. We hit our destination. And that might be the ultimate destination. That might be the vision accomplished. We're done. We don't need to head west anymore. We have solved world hunger. Okay? Then we decide what our new vision is. Because we're aggressive, we have lots of ideas, it's time to do something different. If it's not big enough, we might continue heading west until we accomplish the big dream. So think big. Vegas wasn't it. Kauai was it. But we needed more money, more tools, more talent. Okay? So who wants to do that with their career? Participant required. We're taking a trip. Who wants to be the person? Nobody? You're it. What do you do?
Right now, I'm looking for opportunities.
For what? What kind of opportunities? See, looking for opportunities is it's not something we can go to on the vacation. That's just planning a trip.
I'd like to build a business.
You'd like to build a business.
Internet marketing, possibly some marketing.
Internet marketing. Some kind of marketing is not clear, but internet marketing is. Is that it? Internet marketing. Okay. So we're going to start an internet marketing business. When do you want it launched?
Say fall next year.
Too loosey-goosey. Pick a date.
Loosey-goosey. Okay.
By the way, we're going to make you do this. So I better write this down. What's your name?
Okay. My name's Randy.
Randy, that's right. Internet business. Internet marketing. Does everybody know what internet marketing is?
No.
Okay, you need to explain that so we can get on your team.
Okay, it's there's several different kinds of internet marketing, but what I'd be looking for specifically is resale of products, which would carry. I carry no inventory. I direct ship from manufacturers.
Great.
Pretty much.
What kind of products?
I'd be looking at right now. I'd be looking at computer products,
Computer hardware?
hardware, probably small software products, OS system operating system. Things like
Let's
that.
stay with computer hardware for now. Okay, so we have a good, crystal clear vision. In a matter of 45 seconds, Randy took us from some kind of business to reselling computer hardware. Can we help him? Can we help him? Right, could we help him 45 seconds ago? No. Everyone, put yourself in that camp. Break this thing down. What do you do? What are you trying to do? What's this date? You said the fall. What is it?
Let's say October.
October 1st?
Sure.
Guys, work with me here. Something that we can put on a calendar, we can grab to. This is vision. That grass on right field that the batter is putting the ball on is huge. You can see it, feel it, believe it. That person can. You need to be there. Okay? We're going to help you get there and accomplish that goal. So what's the first thing that Randy needs to do today, this afternoon, on the 25th, to accomplish this vision of an internet marketing company that sells computer hardware with no inventory? That's a good one. I'm assuming you have the skills and the abilities and all those kind of things, right?
Yeah.
The passion?
There's a lot of passion for it.
Okay, cool. And we're going to work on bringing that passion out. So next time, and thanks for letting me pick on you a little bit, next time it won't be, oh, you know, I want to start an internet marketing company, blah, 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 right? We do that. We all are at fault at that. Instead, you come out, like my new client did the other day, and said, I'm going to change the face of real estate. Okay? You got to say something that we can grab onto and ask questions and say, this is what I want to do. So we're getting a lot further quickly with your business. What's the first thing that he needs to do?
Find a supplier?
I don't know. Find a supplier that's probably along the lines. Randy, guys, personal brand, know yourself, understand what you do, what you bring to the table. Randy needs to help me understand why I should even care about helping him. Okay? So the first thing Randy needs to do, and you don't need to have an answer to this today because it's very difficult. The first thing that Randy needs to do is define why any of us should care that he's the guy that's going to start this business. We don't have trust and faith in this business. That doesn't exist. Fair? You're not going to buy computer hardware off of this website that's going to pop up on October 1st. In this room, you're not, unless something comes up as a value that you trust. Right now, that's Randy. You may separate yourself from the brand and live independently and different, but this room cares about you. So, in other words, if you started another business down the road that was entirely different, we might trust you to do it again. While your brand, the business, runs on its own by other people that may or may not be more qualified than you to actually do it. I don't know. Details that don't matter today. Okay? So the answer, folks, every single time goes back to defining who you are. What's unique and different about you and why we should care. Know yourself. Define yourself. Your core values, mission, vision, SWOT analysis, core competencies and the skill sets that make those up. Just taking the time to write, and the notes that Randy's taking right now, is a huge step towards a business plan. Writing it on the back of a napkin right now, right? So you put these things in order and start operating and set goals along the way. Step one, define yourself. Why are you doing what you do? Why are you passionate about it? Let us get on your team. Step two, because you've accomplished that, is what? What's the next thing that Randy should do? He understands himself. He's passionate about it. We're on board. We love the guy. We want him to be wildly successful. Now what? What do you think, Randy? What's the next step to get this business off the ground?
Well, actually, creating it.
Okay, so how are you going to create it? I can't picture creating it.
First step, I design some sort of way to market it.
What are you marketing?
A product through a website.
Okay, so the website.
The website.
Okay. So you see where we started jumping to marketing? Thanks, man, for helping us go through this. This is really important. People start jumping to the marketing stuff so quick before they identify what the brand is. Okay? What are you selling? Why should we care? It's part of the define yourself, and now you transfer that to your business, and you bring your skills to make sure. If you have a tough time developing the business because you understand yourself so well, you know what you don't do well. Build your team. An advisory board, people that you're going to give equity to the deal because maybe you don't have cash, maybe you do, I don't know. People that are so passionate to help you that they're going to get on board and maybe give you some of their time for free. I don't know. Vision helps with that. Fair amount of startup entrepreneurs get help from mentors and people that care about you without getting paid. But you have to have a big enough a vision and inspiration that gets them on board, or why should they? So bring it up, get it big, so we can inspire people to help you out. Okay? I don't know your financial situation, I don't know how you go about doing this, but you find out how you can get other people on your team that can help answer the questions that are difficult to answer today, knowing that you're on the spot. Right? Well, as the visionary in this particular case, the buck stops and starts with him in creating the mission and vision, which is the question. Where do you start it and how do you do that? If you don't have the skills and the ability to do that piece and do that well, you may need other people around you to help articulate. But the vision lies right there, right? And if the vision lies right there, then there's going to be some directional leadership that's going to come out of that that might kind of look like a mission, okay? And then the people that you bring around you might help you articulate it and get the thing done. Fill in the blanks. We needed a pilot. You might need a CFO. I don't know. Whatever the case is, you might need help. You might be great at the internet marketing piece and you can drive traffic and you can do all those things and maybe even do the whole thing on your own. If that's the case, then you need to prove it to us. And then we're going to go buy from your website. Okay? So the first thing we all need to do is understand what's unique and different about us and why people should care. Okay? Articulate it very well. Hit us between the eyes with this. Passion usually helps with that tremendously. And a lot of us struggle with being pithy. We talk too much, right? It's the so what factor, I call it. You know, when you're talking to somebody about their business that they're passionate about and they keep talking and talking and talking until they notice that you're confused, and then you say, so what? Usually, and this happens in networking too, what do? Blah, 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 blah. So you fill in the blank with something pithy. So what? Usually what people do is they talk a lot because they don't think people get it. They're probably right. But then when they summarize their thoughts and say so, and summarize the thought, they usually nail it. So what? Why you? Why not them? I should probably write this part down. Why you? Why not them? You have to define what them is, right? What's in it for them? So what? And how? If you can answer all those questions, going back to your notes and thinking about everything we've talked about today, and you can answer those questions, you will be very successful. Am I wrong? So think about your business. Think about yourself and think about your business. Why you? Why not them? There's a lot of websites I can go to and buy computer hardware. Why not them? What's in it for them? That'd be me. What's in it for me?
I'm a little confused. When you say, okay, why not you got that? Why not them? Them being competition?
Yep. Absolutely.
Then you say, what's in it for them? Them being who you're pitching to?
Your customers, your clients. Why you? Why not them? That's your competitive statement there. What's in it for them? Your everybody, people, employees, customers, clients, shareholders, yourself. What's in it for them? So what? And how are you going to do it? And how?
Could you explain so what?
Explain so what?
Yeah.
So what is the mother lode. It's the so what. Yep. What? Okay. So a lot of people can come in this room and talk about personal brand, like I have today. And they can talk about concepts, they can talk about this and that, but they're not going to get into the experience that I have as to why business strategy and tactics work for people. My experience as an executive recruiter is a so what. There's a lot of people that do personal brand. but they're marketing executives. They don't know all the different disciplines of people. My so what is I've spent 10,000 hours recruiting. What's your so what? You have to fill in your own blank, and this is hard.
Is it like, so what's gonna happen as a result of me pitching, why me, why not them, and what's?
Yeah, that's certainly part of it too. Now the so what, as I was talking about before, so, and then the statement that you put together, that is the hit you between the eyes, what you do, is supposed to be also a so what, bigger, better, and different from everybody else. Otherwise, you're a commodity.
Is so what your strength?
Could be. Probably should be. Is so what your strength? Is the question.
Is there another way to say so what, like in a couple words?
Less words than so what?
How about a few more words?
Why should I work with you?
Okay, is that different from why me?
So what?
Who's on?
Right, who's on first? Now, okay, so what? You're pitching for funding, or you're pitching for a job, and someone says, so what? Your job is to make sure so what doesn't come up. You hit them between the eyes before they have a chance to say so what. Because if they're in a position to say so what, they already don't trust you or believe you, right? So if you can get to so what immediately, so they don't say so what, you're onto something. This is complicated. That's how you do it. Okay?
All right, let's get the.
Answer these questions.
Thank you, everybody.